Nicely done. You don't rap no more, my nigga? What's going on? Send your boy something. Let me check your dribble. I got a guess. Waiting on him. Lord Jamar. We gotta chit chat. We gotta chit chat about some things. Dome Gang Division. Shy Rose, my nigga. What's up, baby? I see shit differently. Nicely done, man. Send a dribble something, man. Let me check you out. That's how I found you. I found you because of your talent, nigga. Don't get all comfortable now. You here. Good afternoon to everybody. PA Bird, what's good? He says, man, I be giving niggas opportunities, man. I don't know you nicely done. You might be Kanye West tomorrow. Giving niggas opportunities, man. Let's get to it and shit. I mean, subscribe to the channel. I'm waiting on the great Lord Jamar right now. We got some things we need to discuss. We're not going to be here long, maybe like 15, 20 minutes. Pretty direct topic, straight to the point. JT, I love when you produce basketballs, baby. I love when you do that. Let me know that we seeing eye to eye. Boom, boom. Roman said, Gully, what up? I'm waiting on Lord Jamar. I gotta ask him a few questions. Linda's barbecue sauce. That shit probably don't even taste good like that. I don't know, Linda. I heard that shit ain't even sweet like that. LeBron James is going back to number 6 next year. I don't know what the hell that means, but he's going back to 6. Lord Jamar will live long. Good evening.
Peace.
Oh man, you done came in here with the Knicks colorway on me, and I ain't even dressed, man. God damn. What's going on?
What's good, King? How you be?
I'm good, man. Just working, man. Discovering different elements of music, and that's what brought me before you this afternoon, man. I got a few questions. Um,
Ah,
I've seen a documentary about Fleetwood Mac, and I always was under the impression that Fleetwood Mac was a country music artist. I thought it was one person, but it's not. It's a band. And I listened to some of their music during the documentary, and I recognized some of their songs. I'm like, damn, this should be jammed. I heard this shit on the radio.
Stevie
So,
Nicks was like the one that a lot of people would know that went on to do the solo shit.
right. Okay. I wasn't even hip to her. And what I got out of checking her out was like maybe some type of rock Tina Marie vibe. She seemed like she had a little flavor with her and shit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Was it tell me how you felt about these different, types of music prior to hip hop. It's my understanding that hip hop might have took center stage in the late 70s. Prior to that, what did y'all listen to? What was funky to you, man?
Well, see, first of all, thank you for having me on your joint. Um, when I was coming up, before hip hop, in my household, it was a lot of top 40 being played.
Okay.
By top 40, I just mean regular schmegular, like Casey Kasem. Do you remember the nigga Casey
Countdown.
K?
Yeah.
Yeah, countdown type of music. Like, but I'm talking like more AM, like AM radio was
AM
playing
radio.
in my house.
Okay.
Because my mom's is black, but her taste in music was very different, I should say.
Okay.
So, you know, besides the radio, we would have her record collection to go by. And in
Hmm.
her record collection, there would be James Brown, Michael Jackson. But then there's also Fleetwood Mac, Waylon Jennings, um, fucking, what's that? Willie Nelson. She liked a
Okay.
lot of country music. She used to listen to country music on her own. You know what I mean? Just on her own little radio type of shit, on some country
Right.
music shit. So I was exposed to a lot of different type of music when I was young, and definitely I remember that Fleetwood Mac album, because it was the hit at the time. I remember as a kid though, the cover looked a little spooky to me. They looked a
Okay.
little weird.
Right. So from the Fleetwood, I brought the topic of Fleetwood Mac to social media, and I got a lot of input. And what seems to be what I seem to get was a lot of people was listening to different types of music in the '70s. The Doobie Brothers, Michael McDonald, Fleetwood
Facts.
Mac. I've encountered some Black Led Zeppelin fans. Jimi Hendrix, just different types, different elements of rock and shit like that. Just prior to hip hop, is
Right.
that we good?
Uh-oh, they don't want us to get this knowledge out there. You froze up on me. You back? Yeah.
All right. Do you think the fact that some of this rock music was so popular in the '70s, when hip hop was created, some of the hip hop artists actually still dress like rock stars?
Right. See, I think when we was coming up, rock music was the hardest shit that was out at the time. And I think that's
Okay.
what a certain like young, I know certain black dudes identify with that. Like I told you this over the phone, like I used to really love Kiss. Like Kiss was my shit. Like because the shit was hard. Like it just seemed like harder than hell. Like that shit was hard.
Right.
So I think rock and roll kind of appealed to that. Once hip hop came out, I think for a lot of black people was like, this is what I always was, you know what I mean? This is what I was waiting for. Because
Okay.
part of what turns you off with rock and all that type of shit is, damn, you mean a nigga gotta buy all these instruments, learn how to play this shit? Like, man, it's gonna take me forever before I could do a guitar solo. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like the way these niggas is doing. Like that's years down the road. I want to do that shit now. Like hip hop was some shit that you could learn that shit and do the shit relatively right away. You know what I
Right.
mean? Once it came to DJing, it didn't necessarily take a nigga, 10 years to learn how to DJ. You could learn how to DJ in a couple
Right.
weeks. You might not be good, but you know how to get around the turntables. Whereas playing chords and all that takes a minute to learn that type of shit.
Being as
So I
being
think
as
that kind of like put us off a little bit.
being as though you a musician and you've been through recording process many and many a times, did you ever encounter any type of rock music that you wanted to sample and make a record out of? Or during the course of you being brand new, did y'all ever experiment with sampling any rock sounds or something like that?
Absolutely, probably. I do to this day. Um, See, hip hop is the only music that you can incorporate any other type of music into it, and it's still gonna sound good.
Hmm.
So even from the beginning of hip hop, like something like the big beat, you know, boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. That's Billy Squire. Once that shit comes in, that's a total rock and roll song. And you didn't know that at first until you was a DJ and you kind of let the shit play, because niggas would
Okay.
just kind of cut that shit until it didn't get to the rock part. You let the rock part play, you like, yo, this is some straight white boy shit. I bet you he's not even fucking with hip hop. But
Right.
the beginning of that shit was something we fucked with, so we used it, looped that shit, you know, kept cutting it to make that the beat extend. So there's a lot of like Walk This Way by Run DMC.
Yeah.
That was a
That's
break beat
Aerosmith, I
that we
think.
was already using, that break beat. That's why they redid it. We was, but it's the drum part we was using. We wasn't really fucking with the guitar part and all of that.
Right.
They
Right.
just, you know what I mean? They let that part come in so the white boys will have something to do on the fucking song and make it appeal to more people. And yeah, that was smart at the time. But hip hop was fucking with whatever we thought was funky. It didn't matter where it came from,
Right.
as we made it hip hop. So there was a lot of breaks and a lot of especially drum solos and certain guitar riffs that came from some rock shit, but we made it hip hop. And we
Okay.
still do that to this day.
Who was one of the first white artists? Jazz, he could have been jazz musician, rock, whatever, country music that you were attracted to. Whose sound did you take to? Early on, I remember liking when I was a little kid. My father used to play the Doobie Brothers when I was, little, and I immediately
Right.
liked it. I
I
thought it was
immediately
groovy.
liked it too, without necessarily knowing that he was white. I think it was just something about Michael McDonald's voice that was, first of all, it represented the 70s. It sounds like the 70s to me. Like when I hear his voice, it just reminds me of the 70s. But it was soulful. You know what I mean? It was soulful, but I guess it was white enough to make the white people like it too. You know what I mean? Or just the fact that they knew he was white made white people fuck with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he definitely, I'm sure if you sat him down and be like, yo, who are your vocal influences? They're gonna be all black singers. You know what I mean? Like all black singers. And if it is a white singer that he liked, it was a white singer who liked black singers. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that's the type of shit.
The song from the Foundation album, "Don't Let It Go to Your Head," was that sample? Was it a sample in that song?
Yes.
Who can you recall who was sampled?
Yeah, that
Because it
was
was pretty groovy.
right, but yeah, that was a sister. That was a sister. What's her name? Damn. Oh man, she's a legend too. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name right at this moment. But no, that wasn't from a rock song. No, that was more of a like an R&B
Soul joint.
soul type of joint. Um, what rock song can I think we might have sampled from? Oh, well, I don't know if you ever heard if you ever heard my solo record, the
Uh-uh.
5% album.
Uh-uh.
Okay, well, if you haven't, you're missing out on a fucking jewel. Okay, because I'm not just talking shit. It's a fucking classic. But anyway, there's a joint on there that my brother, my youngest brother, Reality, actually produced. It's called Revolution. That joint right there is sampled from a rock song, some Chicago shit.
Okay.
Chicago, remember Chicago?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of those 70s groups that I was speaking of.
Da-na-na-na-na. Like if you watch later on, go ahead and Google that shit, and you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, okay." And that joint hard too. Again, we niggered it up though. We made it some hip hop shit.
You still making beats to this day? You still doing production?
Absolutely.
What type of
I'm a
sounds you favor today? What type of sounds you favor?
whatever is dope. You know what I mean? Whatever gives me the feeling, a good feeling. You know what I mean? Whatever feeling I'm looking for at that moment. Like, you know what I mean? Again, Like I feel like at least about 2 months ago, I sampled some rock shit. I sampled
Okay.
some straight rock shit, and the shit came out dope. You know what I mean? Um, but I was doing that on, I don't know, I did that on purpose. Like I was just looking to do, I don't know, for some reason, just we sample some rock shit. You know what I mean? Like I ain't
Right.
done that in a while. Like think about Welcome to New York City. Like all those Cam Rock. Those is rock.
Yeah.
Those is rock
All rock
songs.
shit, huh?
Fucking the shit was like we built this city on rock.
Yeah.
City. Come on. We built this city on rock and roll. But what did
Yeah.
Cameron do? He niggered it up, turned it into some hip hop shit, and nobody's even really questioning. Like, you know what I
I like
mean?
the marriage, man. I like the marriage. I love music, and that Fleetwood Mac documentary, it just totally opened me up and made me want to listen to other bands. What type of music would you describe Fleetwood Mac as? That's not rock, right?
That's like folk rock. You would call that like a folk type of rock. Um, yeah, it's folksy. You know, guitar heavy, you know, melody heavy. Um, I guess it's rock because it got certain electric elements to it,
Right.
but it's more folksy the way they sing it and write it and all that type of shit. So yeah, they called that would
Phil
be under
Collins,
like soft rock. If you were looking like under genres, it would probably be soft rock.
soft rock. I think I'm a soft
Hmm.
rock. Word. Who would you name as some standout white musicians that you can put in and fuck with it? I got Phil Collins, Michael McDonald, the Doobie Brothers. I can go on. Let me hear yours though.
Well, for hip hop, of probably one of the number one would have to be Bob James. Bob James gave us so many break beats. You know, just him alone, it's fucking crazy. Classic classics, Nautilus, you know what I mean? Mardi Gras, fucking, you know, those two alone are hip hop staples, but he got way more shit than that. Um, who else? You know who I used to like? What's that nigga's name? Was it Adam Ant? The white boy with the blonde hair? Or no,
Billy Idol.
Billy Idol, I think I used to like him. I used to like Billy Idol back in the days. Um, why'd I say Adam Ant though? Was that somebody's name? I feel like that was another white boy that had some shit too.
Okay.
Look him up. Um, I don't know. Musicianship wise, I'd have to say someone like Neil Simon.
Nice.
Neil
Familiar with him.
Simon. Oh. Fucking Billy Joel. Billy Joel.
The way that I got on this topic, I kind of fused this topic with me seeing the Fleetwood Mac documentary, and I was explaining to my viewers that people my age, a lot of us do have some rock favorites. We might not all the way be familiar with the names, but when Welcome to the Jungle came on the movie Lean on Me, Welcome to the Jungle, that's crack. That's fire.
Right.
I love that song.
Right.
That's how I was introduced to that.
Not that you love that band per se, but that song right there is fire.
That's crack. Yeah. So I was telling them that, I grew up watching MTV because we didn't have no music programming early on. It wasn't no BET. Well, BET was there, but it wasn't no Rap City yet. So you basically found yourself watching Billy Joel, Tina Turner, Michael Jackson, and Rod Stewart, and all of these people to catch one Run DMC video. And then it's back to watching the rotation. So, I listened to Twisted Sister and Guns N' Roses and some of these bands, inadvertently just sitting there waiting on the Run DMC joint.
Right. You also listen to Cyndi Lauper too, waiting for them motherfuckers to come on.
Yes, yes, yes. Girls just want to
Talk
have
about
fun.
girls dancing around it. Yeah, I'm mad. Come on. But
That's
yeah.
crack.
But think about how real it was that we was willing to go through all of that just to get to that one hip hop joint that we knew they was gonna have to play at some point.
Yeah.
We just gotta
Yeah.
wait through all this other shit. Like how many if the shoe was on the other foot, how many of them would have really did that? Like sat through a whole bunch of black shit just to get one good white boy song. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. They wouldn't have done that shit.
Jamar, just wanted to run this by you, man. This topic, I thought it was dope. I wanted to get an opinion from somebody a little bit older than me. You know what I mean?
It is a dope topic because, you know, they try to paint us in just like a one-dimensional type of thing. First of all, we black people created all music. So all music comes from us. You know why we're going to like all different kinds of music? Because we created them. It's just coming back to us. It's not like, oh, you know, we can appreciate some white boy shit. No. What we appreciating our shit that white boys is giving back to us that they got from us. You see what I'm saying? Like they just bringing it back home, and we like, and if they doing it good, we like, all right, yeah, I fucks with you. You know what I mean? But it's not, again, it's not to say like, you know, that we're not the creators of everything. We're the creators of everything. So we can appreciate everything. And that's why all forms of music can be incorporated into hip hop. But you can't incorporate all types of music into each other necessarily. But hip hop is that universal music that you could put a rock joint in hip hop, classical, country. I don't give a fuck. You could put all kind of different Indian. It don't matter. Yeah. You can make any kind of hip hop. Think about it. You can make any kind of hip hop beat.
Done. Yeah.
It's been done because it's that universal. But you don't hear a lot of classical country hits. You see what I'm saying? You don't hear a lot of fucking, you know, rock mixed with, you know, I don't know, some other shit. Like,
lastly, so we continue to push the culture forward, this media culture forward, this thing that we're doing. I'd like to see a rock musician, man, on the Godcast, because I know you got reach. I know you got reach. I'll be tuning in. I'll be looking forward to it, man. My platform is predicated on hip hop, sports, and fashion, but after seeing the Fleetwood Mac documentary, it's now music, sports, and fashion. You know what I'm saying? I want to incorporate all forms of music on my platform.
Now you talk about a black rock musician or any rock musician?
Any rock musician. Any rock. Some of the people that we discussed.
Well, I know one he's famous on some underground hard rock shit, but he loves hip hop. He loves fucking hip hop, and he fucking follows me on IG. Damn, I forget the name of his band. His name is Toby Morse. You ever heard of Toby Morse?
Nope.
Look this motherfucker up. He's yeah, them motherfuckers, like, I think I seen the clip of them. They was on like Saturday Night Live back in the days, like, you know what I mean? But he's like our age now, you know what I mean? And they played some hard ass rock, but he fucked hip hop. I could get him easy on the show, you know what I mean? But as soon as you said that, it made me think of In Living Color and all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's flavor. And Living Color was dripping with flavor.
Yeah, Darius Rucker and all of that type of shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's from who? Hootie and the Blowfish?
Hootie and the Blowfish, right.
All right. In the near future, Jamar, man, just a suggestion, man. Little high-profile rock interview from the Godcast, man. We'll be looking out for it.
Well, if that happens, then y'all know that, you know what I mean? My man Gully, the one that planted the seed, and you know what I mean? And put that into the universe. Sport. Right.
Basketball is, I passed the rock.
And I know how to catch it and do the alley-oop. You know what I mean?
Jamar, go ahead, give me a drop, man. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you.
No doubt. Hey, yo, this is Lord Jamar. Right about now, you checking out my man Gully on Gully World TV. And that's what it is. Peace.
Peace.